our school. I met him last year at our open house, and he came into the room that I was working out of, and he stayed maybe about most of the 2 hours he was in the room. He just stayed in there. We were having laughs, joking. Him and his good friend Jack. You know, and I knew instantly. I was like, man, I want this guy at our school. This guy is a leader. This young man has something inside of him that's going to go beyond greater than me. And I know he's going to be a teacher. He's going to get a piece of paper that's going to say he's a teacher. But I already know it beforehand. There was something in his spirit that said he's going to be a leader. And you don't need a piece of paper to say you're going to be the leader. You don't need a piece of paper that says you are going to inspire the next generation. And you don't need a title. You don't need a title to be like a leader. And this young man has all those leadership qualities. He is very humble. He is very calm. He is very compassionate. He is very encouraging. He is very welcoming. Whenever we have other young elementary students come to our circle, Liam is the first one to get up from the chairs, go and introduce themselves, shake their hand, and he said, "Do you want to come and drum?" He opens up a chair. He gives them a stick. He encourages them. That's how I know it's those little things of extra. And that's what he is. Liam Wolfe is grade 9, but he is beyond the grade 9 age. He is someone that our school looks up to very highly. He sets the good example by being in school. He goes to ceremonies. He has a part-time job. He goes to powwows and he comes to school the next day still. You know, and I see so many I remember myself, if I got home late, I didn't go to school the next day. You know, and if I had something else going on, I missed school to go. Liam doesn't do that. He doesn't find those little excuses. Well, I'm going to a powwow Friday. He's leaving Friday after school. He isn't leaving and sleeping in. And when he gets home Sunday night, he's coming with us in the school. And that's what the little bit of leadership, that's what our young men are looking up to him for. He's always here. So I'm going to give this to Liam, and he's going to introduce themselves. But let's all stand up and give him a round of applause first.
Anitaga, Disney Goes, Kanawini, Makmakwa. Hello, my name is Liam Wolfe. I come from a skeleton tradition and I'm 15 years old. So I'm very proud to be up here. You know, because a lot of kids my age, they don't choose this red road to walk down. I'm grateful that I'm up here, and I'm grateful that I have these mentors, you know, that look over me and teach me and give me all my teachings. So as I'm up here, I'd like to talk to the youth. You know, as we're, moving on, our youth hold a great responsibility. We have that opportunity to bring back culture that was taken away from us from residential. You see, I'm very proud to be Indigenous. You know, I'm Korean Soto. You know, I hold that title to me very close. So, as I'm up here, I'm going to be sharing with you my style of dance. So you're going to see how I have different parts of regalia all over my outfit. So you'll see I have a bear on my head, which I'll let you guys know a little bit more after I dance out my first song. And I dance the men's traditional dance. So the men's traditional dance is a storytelling dance. So as I dance here today, I'm going to be telling you guys my story, memories I've went through. You know, how I'm able to walk the red road, living a sober lifestyle. You know, I had the opportunity to choose what life I wanted to live, what path I wanted to walk. You know, I could have went down, realized the game life, but I chose to walk that red road. You know, I'm proud that I'm able to be here. You know, sober. I'm grateful, that I have these awesome opportunities that I'm able to present myself. So with that, I'm gonna go to my first song, which is a straight. Hi, hi.
Yeah, just a little bit of background on Liam. Liam is in our land-based education program. So he goes to the regular Western world classes in the morning, then he's in the land-based education in the afternoon. And he's a leader in there too, you know, and he's more than just a dancer. He is more than just a singer. I know he plays the guitar too. And I also know he's in, he does training, he does his MMA stuff too. So he lives a well-balanced life. It isn't just here in the power circle, in the drum. But the biggest impact that I have seen that makes me proud, it's his mom and his dad. They're always with their boys, supporting them every possible chance that they can be there. That's the biggest important thing. Because what I've learned in life, our parents' ceiling, that is where our kids' floor is going to start. So they set the foundation for us, and they set the foundation for Liam. They give him every words of encouragement. I hear the positive affirmations. I'm proud of you, and I love you, and you're going to be something great. But I also hear it's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to grow. It's okay to learn from this. Those are the things that we all wish we heard when we were younger. So to hear that and to experience that, I don't even know how to explain how that makes me feel. But I can't even imagine how that is as a young man soaking that all in. And this is what is created. A well-rounded young man who's in grade 9. And I get the luxury of working with him.
So, a little bit about my outfit. So, usually, when you watch the men's traditional dance, not a lot of them are going to be wearing a bear. And you might wonder, why do I wear the bear? So when I first started dancing, you know, I've always looked up to the older generation. I'd watch how they tell their story. And, you know, the traditional dance was the one that stuck out to me. And, you know, I went to my mom. Mom, I want to dance. You know, we had to go through protocol to start. So we went to my cook-um, Shirley Wolfe. You know, she's guiding me out throughout my life. You know, I'm very grateful for all the teachings she has done me. So I asked my cook-um, I want to start dancing. So then she tells me, you have to get a name in your spirit colors. So just shortly after that, you know, we host a naming ceremony. That's where I get my name, and that's why I wear the bear. Kanaweni Makmak, keeper of many bears. I'm proud that I have that name, because that name's gonna guide me throughout my life. Those colors in that name will protect me every step of the way. So you'll see, I have, the bear, the different bear prints, or even when I'm dancing, you'll hear the bells. And the story I was told from the bells is to chase away that negative spirit, bring all the power within. So, as you see, when I dance, I have a lot of stuff that reflect light, like the mirrors on my side drops, and even my beadwork. I put, rhinestones on it. And the teaching behind that is, when you're dancing, say there's someone out there who's not having the best today. They're feeling really down. So I always make sure to dance with good thoughts and pray. So as you dance, you have these reflective stuff on your outfit. That sunlight or that light reflects down to that and shoots back to the crowd. And just from the crowd watching you, if they're having a bad day, you have that opportunity, to brighten their day, to lift their spirit. And I also enjoy making regalia for others. You'll see, as I walk this red road, I look at the younger generation, because I remember when I was growing up, I didn't have as much people helping me out. I'm grateful now that I have people looking, watching over me. I have mentors that help me out. So as I make regalia, I always keep clear thoughts. I always, have a positive mindset. So as you see, some of the regalia I've made here, that regalia it's used on the dance floor. That regalia protects them, gives that person that confidence. You see, I just finished some of my own beadwork. A lot of my own outfit, I had the opportunity to make on my own. Like you see, I have the different beaded regalia, like my side drops, my moccasins, or even my cuffs. Throughout dancing powwow, a lot of my regalia, has been honored to me, passed down. You see, a lot of my regalia were either made by family and friends, like my cuffs. When I first started dancing Teen Boys, I got gifted these cuffs by my cook-on, and I'm grateful, because her giving me something in return made my passion for making regalia and dancing grow. So now, I'm learning to make my own regalia. I'm learning to make for others and give other people that same desire to dance and same desire to make regalia. So I just finished my side drops here about a month ago now. That took me about a year. And regalia takes time. Not everything's just going to be handed to you. You have to earn that. You have to honor it when you do dance with it. Regalia is very significant to our people. And we have lots of ceremony we can go to get our outfit. And every outfit is going to be different. Just like when the fancy shawl dancers, when they dance, they represent that butterfly. And does every butterfly look the same? They don't. So you'll see every person's different regalia. It's all going to be made custom to their spirit, their beliefs, their tradition. And with that, my next section of my presentation is I'm going to start after this next song, the Sneak Up. So as I'm dancing the Sneak Up, you're going to see me telling my story. I'm going to be telling the story of either going on a hunting party or even going for a war. So you'll see every dancer, they're going to have their own moves. They're going to have their own way that they dance. Everyone's spirit is different. And I'm grateful that, I'm finding my footsteps and I'm able to dance how I want to dance without other people judging. I'm thankful that I'm here today, showcasing my style of dance to all of you. Hi, Sneak Up.
My knees are just hurting watching that happen. Yeah, everybody's knees are just, they're all just, the B-15 again, we're all thinking, yeah, I knew it. You know, one of the most beautiful things that I've learned at our school, but in my brotherhood and my friendship is my brother Aaron. And he taught me this. He said, if we want our young people to be leaders, we have to give them leadership opportunities. And once he told me that, something in my mind shifted, because I started to take our kids out with me. Whenever I get asked to speak, the boys are with me. I take them into different events, different places where places weren't built for them. And I want to give an opportunity to Jack. This is Liam's best friend. They're a package deal. Wherever he goes, the other one goes. If the one's going to the buffet, the other one's going to the buffet. That is how they work here. So I'm going to call up Jack, and he's going to share a few words on their friendship, on their journey, on their brotherhood. And this is Jack Kuzma from Saddle Lake here.
Hi. I wasn't really prepared. I don't really know what to say. But many moons ago, I met this guy. It was at Vincent Massey School. I remember grade 6, walking up, nervous. And then Liam came up, really friendly guy, really easy to get to know, and just an amazing guy. I really look up to Liam because he's really friendly and he brings the mood in every room. And he does all these things like powwow, drums, he has a job, he's gonna jog before me. Jeez, I wish I was prepared. Shoot. I'm nervous. How I got into the circle and jumped. It this kind of thing we found out in Vincent Massey School. I can't remember how we found out about it, but once Liam wanted to go drum, I wanted to go check it out, and I've been drumming for, I think, 3-4 years, and Liam got me into that. I'm very, very, very glad I got into that, because now I sing all these songs, and it really helps me with my mental and everything. I love singing songs to the creator. That's all I have to say.
So, I'm going to talk about the importance of walking the right road. So, a lot of our First Nation youth, they choose to walk down that wrong path. They choose to idolize that name life. You know, we couldn't really do much to prevent it. You know, our ancestors, our grandparents, they had to go to residential school, which a lot of our people, that took away teaching, that took away a lot of protocol we had. So you'll see, as a younger generation, as we grow up, a lot of them are not going to have connections to this way of life. A lot of the times, their grandparents, they might be too afraid to share knowledge because they got hit, they got scolded back in the day. So a lot of our teachings, they were taken away. So that's why I'm very proud to be up here sharing my knowledge with all of you. You see, something that really helped me regain, decolonize was all the different programs the schools have to offer. You see, like drumming, that's what got me and my friend here, Jack, to learn how to sing. If we didn't have our mentors, like Ambrose here, we wouldn't know how to sing. We'd be too scared to go up and talk. But since our teachers are taking that initiative to step forward, we're able to learn and reconnect back to our culture. So you'll see today, a lot of kids, a lot of our youth, they're gonna have more of that passion to learn and grow. One of my goals, as a human being, is to make a change in the Indigenous youth. I want to be a role model kids can look up to and say, I want to be like him. I want to learn. Everyone's learning every day. We're all getting a different teaching each day. You can be as people as even gaining patience, being humble. I'm grateful that I'm able to practice these teachings. I'm grateful that I'm able to share my knowledge with you. And the saying that my mom said to me that I'm really grateful to take along with me is you don't have to go down the wrong path just to realize life is good. And what I mean when I say that saying, I could have went down any path. I could have been an alcoholic. I could have been, a drug addict. But I chose to walk that red road. Growing up, I had a lot. I was exposed to drugs and alcohol. Growing up, my dad wasn't really the soberest man. He would go out and drink. Growing up, I didn't like seeing my dad like that. Growing up, it was hard growing up. I'm grateful and I'm up here today, walking that red road. Something that helped my dad now, he's being a better person. He's almost on a year sober. We're very grateful. Choosing that better lifestyle for my family and my siblings. Something that helped my dad, regain back his culture was ceremony. ceremony helped my family. You know, even just growing up now, ceremony holds a big, part in our lives. Because as you can see, ceremony helped my dad choose that better lifestyle. So we know that ceremony holds great power. Our indigenous ways, they guide us, they heal us, just like that sweat lodge. That's somewhere we could go to heal and step forward. There's many ceremonies, that indigenous people have. And I'm grateful that I'm able, to go and experience that. Even with the program I'm in today, I have the opportunity to go to different ceremonies, like sweat lodges and Sundance. I'm grateful that I'm able to learn these. Because a lot of my family had that teaching taken away from them, had that teaching stripped away, and we weren't able, to grow, to gain back. So now that this younger generation is growing up, we're able to bring back culture, decolonize, make it a better world for our future generation. Something I like to say, today's modern day warrior is breaking statistics. Nowadays, statistically, indigenous people are one of the highest ones for drinking, drugs, and alcohol, being in prison. But as our younger generation, we have the opportunity to step forward and change that statistic. We have the opportunity to break generational trauma. We're able to choose a better life for our kids and our grandchildren to come before. I'm very grateful that I'm up here speaking to all of you, telling you guys my story. I'm grateful that I'm able to walk this red road. I'm grateful that I have all these mentors that are here today. And I'm grateful that I have people guiding me on the path of life. Our third song is going to be a crow hop. Hi, hi.
big congratulations to Liam, because I know it's not easy to share your story about what you went through as a child when you're still a young man, and to have your family here, because we never want to talk bad about our loved ones. Our parents trying the best they can with the best tools that they have, and sometimes we do things without realizing the impact. And I share that lots with our teachers. Our intentions were that, but your impact hurt our kids. The intention was to teach them some kind of, just like a discipline, but the impact never brought them back into the classroom. They always share the intention was I just wanted to teach them accountability, but the impact is they dropped out of school now. And I'm trying my hardest to get them back into a building that's supposed to be safe for them. A building that is supposed to be taking care of our youth. That's where our impact and our intentions have with our parents too. Because I know it wasn't easy for Liam to talk a little bit about his upbringing. But that's why we wanted to have a youth voice. Because most of us are either parents, uncles, some of us are a little bit older and you're like a Busham, and you have that ability to make life great for someone and make some kind of memories, or we have the power to make sure that we impacted with an inner child wound that we never had the intention of hurting. That's what we have. Our voice is so powerful. Our body language is so fierce. Our tone can ripple through our inner child spirit. We have that ability, men, with or without realization. That's why we wanted Liam to come up here to share that journey, because we can make a difference in our youth's lives. And that's what this makes so beautiful, is because of young men like this who are sitting at the drum, having a great time with mentors. Liam's up here sharing his story through dance, through culture. So let's give Liam a round of applause again.
Alright, so before we go into the last song to close the presentation, I want to give you guys a chance if you guys want to ask any questions, anything, you know. Yep. Huh? So, these are called aprons. Yeah, so they're just kind of a part of the regalia.
And
I don't know.
the back, there's sash.
The sash? So, I do wear a sash, but I did forget to put it on today. But I do like to honor that sash while I dance throughout the college trail, because my great Muslim was an 80s man. That's where, you know, I get my light skin color from.
Hello. With the majority of peers around you with influence from the gangs, school, what would be your key advice for young? Like, I work with kids at 7 to 12, and regalia and dancing and culture is a big part of what we do. And what keeps you going, or what do you use to be able to continue Red Road, rather than being influenced to go the other way, as it is glamour, you know? And that's what a warrior looks like in my mind, you know? Kudos to you, young man, and continue what you're doing.
So, something that helps me, you know, keep a sober lifestyle and, you know, not idolize gang life is just something as simple as beating or making regalia. You know, since I was a little kid, from 12 years old, I get that passion, you know, seeing all the older generation having fun, while not consuming drugs and alcohol. So just that lifestyle alone made my passion grow. And then for even all my peers, just that encouragement, made me feel good as a person. To hold that title, as a sober man, drug-free lifestyle, it